So why do we do harvesting? This is maybe you, and you sense some sort of a call or a need for doing something. There's some sort of a disturbance in your world that you want to work on. Then you look around, actually, okay, in what kind of environment is all this happening? My need, my disturbance, my call, who's around me, who wants to work with me on this, and what is my environment? What's the ground like? When I know this, like what's my intention and where am I, in which field, I actually think first, what do I want to harvest? We go into this a little bit later also. So we start with the harvest. Where's my bottle? Here's my bottle. So I want this. I have a disturbance and I want this. The farmer, we think like a farmer now, so the farmer wants wine. So what do I need in order to produce wine? I need grapes. So I make a plan. I plan this harvest. What do I do next? If I know I need wine, I can plant a seed. If I have planted a seed on the field that I have prepared for that, I need to give it water, I need to have it have sun, maybe some nettle fertilizer, biodynamic magic. What do I do with the seed? I tend my crops. This is when we actually meet. So I go into this, what we meet about. When we meet and we give water to our seed, what might happen is that it actually bears fruit. Now we have nice grapes hanging. What do I do next as a farmer? I go and I pick that fruit. Now I'm sitting here, this is my kitchen. I have a lot of grapes on this kitchen table. What happens if I don't do anything? No wine? Molding grapes? Compost? Maybe, yeah. That's the best version. I might create compost, but not more, not the wine. So what do I do to get wine? I process my grapes. This is a very innovative grape machine. What comes out of this is my wine that I can fill in my bottle and I get the harvest I want. What I also get some more new seeds. However, now this is still the kitchen. I have the whole table full of nice bottles of wine that I wanted. But what I think now as a farmer, it's actually really boring to drink wine alone. And maybe this is also not the end of the whole story. So I bring this back into the group, into my field. I want to share it. And I don't only bring the wine and give everybody a glass, I also take. This is what in the harvesting we call a feed forward. So what does all this actually mean when I'm having a strategic conversation? I feel the need to tackle social divides in society. So I call for a training. And what we are kind of playing here as the harvesting team is also what harvest comes out. So, and that is for one question, but that's not all because we are in the training. So we want different types of harvests for which we prepare the field, around which we gather, and the fruits we pick. And the different types of harvests that are included in this, you can see them here in the wall. So you two guys might want to just turn around a bit. So we divide the harvest in tangible and intangible. The tangible things are the things I can touch, like this. I can touch this, and I can touch the post-its with which you come out of the welcome. I can also touch the workbook, and I can touch maybe the landscape. So this is the tangible. The intangible is what I cannot touch. So, like for example, this little guy here, competence and confidence, or trust in relationships. And you see both tangible and intangible are again divided in individual and collective. The intangible individual, like the competence and confidence in me. So what we are also here for is we want to create more practitioners. We want that people walk home and they feel more skilled and confident. And still, it's nothing that I can actually produce. I cannot tell you, hey, after this training, you go home and you're more confident. So we can plan for that and have the intention for that, but I can't do that as a harvester. On the collective level, that is the trust and the relationships. That you go home and you know you have a community of partners that you can draw upon for your projects, for your calls that you feel. What we can produce is, for example, a workbook, or we ask you to bring your journal where you can take some personal notes, which is your personal harvest. And what we focus on now as this harvesting team is particularly this. You see this as a view frame. These are the tasks that we're actually doing right now together. So this also relates to what you see up there. There are different layers of harvest. We speak of micro and meta. When we say micro, we mean what comes actually out of the world. So you have 150 post-its that need to be clustered and you want to make sense out of it. So this is the micro. The meta is what we focus on now as the harvesting team, because the micro is what the hosting groups also focus on. The meta is this. So we want to surface and capture our patterns of learning, the bigger picture, like you see emerging there, a bigger picture. So you can reflect and deepen your learning, you can make sense of it, and also in the end apply that for your own learning. Yes. What else? What am I missing before we move to chicken?
Great. Yeah. Maybe something that we have noticed and what keeps calling us back is that for being a good host, you need to become a good harvester. That's what takes you to the next level. Because you're never going to be a strategic host. You're never really going to pick up the foods that you want if you don't really plan it well and you pick them up well. And it might take you some time to realize that, but I'm pretty sure at some point you will realize that. And many of us in the harvesting team are here, you're probably going to hear that, because you at some point you realize, okay, I cannot be redoing this work all the time. I need to be strategic and I want to become a better host. So all that supports our next level of practice.
And our next level of action. So we have a lot of conversations going on in this room, but maybe we are also all here because we want to do something. So how can we link that? How can we have a memory of what we've talked about? How can we capture what projects are emerging here? So we harvest and we bring it with us. So we move into action. It's this convergence also that brings us here. And you made me remember one thing that I wanted to say, because we call it the art of hosting, we also call it the art of harvesting. So there is a difference that it's sometimes blurry but significant between harvesting and documenting, or harvesting and in Austria people call it, I get shivered, people call it Ergebnissicherung, for who speaks German. It means it's securing of results. So there is a difference between the art of harvesting and the securing of results. The securing of results, I might have a concrete idea. I go from A to B, and at B I end, and this is what I want to get out of it. So I know this and I work towards it, and then it's over. The harvesting is a chunk of a process and a longer process. So, for example, this art of hosting training is 4 days, but there were 8 art of hosting trainings before, a lot of capacity that has been built before, and a lot that will come after. We never know where it actually really leads. What you learn here, what I learn here, what projects come out of it. So there is a lot of complexity and a lot of emergence, and in that we cannot do a linear securing of results or outcomes. We also need to keep the openness of harvesting not only what we were intentional about, but maybe there are the most amazing magic herbs, I want to say, healing plants growing on my vineyard. If I don't pay attention to them, I lose a lot of the magic, and maybe this is what I actually want to feed forward for the next year. So the harvesting has this art of paying attention to what's actually happening in my field. Also.
That's why it's an art. It's not the mechanics of harvesting. It's the art of harvesting.
And it involves a lot of drawing in colors, as you see. So there's another bit of art that prepares a learning ground that also brings in the creative energy and the whole picture of us as human beings and human learners on different levels. All right, can we move into check-in?